Hey traders, this is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. This is Sunday, February 6, 2022. I've got 13 charts that I'm going to be updating here on the watch list. I'm going to skip over looking at the market. I did that on yesterday's video, weekend charts to ponder. And this is going to be another weekend charts to ponder, but just charts. 13 charts. I'm going to try to do it under 15 minutes, so let's hit the road. VMW is one we're updating on our watch list. You can see here we've got a, well, I'm starting off kind of slow, aren't I? There we go. We've got a nice bullish uptrend here in VMW. We also have a very nice rounded bottom being created. We're above the 50 period moving average. The Trendicator is red. And let's do this here. We're going to put a little line just right through here, right there. So what that tells me, by putting that line there, I can clearly see that we've dipped down and then we've broken out. And then this is a nice little consolidation area right through here. Target-wise, I'm looking at about 138 and change, and then for 149 and change up here, filling that gap for a swing trade target. I do want to remind everybody that I still expect a ton of volatility yet to come, but I do believe that we're going to have some nice bullish swings or runs, and we're also going to have some very nice bearish swings or runs. So timing is important. Candlestick signals are absolutely best when you pair them with something, and what we like to pair it with is the T line. This is the black line right here. In fact, years ago when I came up with the idea of how to trade the T line, which is simply the 8 exponential moving average, I created a way to trade the T line basically to keep me trading and from not going broke. When you pair it with the T line and you pair the Trendicator, and that's the red dots and green dots here. When you pair those together, price action, the T line, and the Trendicator, it's just, I got to tell you, it is a smooth way to trade. Okay, let's take a look at STX. I've drawn a trend line here, moving up. I see targets of 116, 127, 140. That might be a stretch. Certainly not going to be an overnight trade. That's for sure. With the way this chart has popped up, let's change that color. There we go. Here we've popped up, we've stopped, we've pulled back. I'm looking for follow-through. Of course, if we don't get follow-through, it's not a trade. And we're always going to keep our stops on there to protect any losses. And of course, to get up here to 127, 140, we're going to have to clear the 116 area, these tops right in here. Once again, the trend line, price action, candlesticks. Price action and candlesticks are the same thing. One can just call one and one the other. And the Trendicator has now turned to green to help with that entry. Here is BSBR. Here's another trend that we're working with. We have come up over the 50 period moving average here. We gapped down, put in a hammer, and then gapped up. We actually rallied up more. Now we've pulled back for a rest, come back to earth a little bit. Here we are right here on the Trendicator. The candlesticks or price action is showing that the buyers are booting the sellers out of there. Now what we need to see is some follow-up buying, positive trading above these candles right through here. That could get us in. Also, any trading in here could also get us in possibly on a trade here. Another one is Allstate, ALL, Allstate. I've drawn this trend line from here and just skipped the lows, went right to these bodies right in here. This could slide a little bit more to the right. I am looking for follow through here, and if we did like this, you can see that we did close over that Friday, but watch for a little, maybe a little bit of a pullback here. That might help with better price on an entry. We'll look for that buying. I'm looking for we'll call that 126, 128 and change, 131 and change up here. And these numbers right here, this is the percentage from the bottom of this gray box to the top of the gray box. BMY, I want to thank everybody for watching these videos. I truly appreciate it. Hey, the videos are free. I hope everyone enjoys it. Do me a favor, if the videos help, please just go click down that like button, just so I know that you're watching the videos and you like them. That kind of helps with wanting to get them out there a little bit more. If you have questions about what I look for on a chart, or questions about a chart in general, please feel free to ask. You can ask in the chat. I do monitor that, and you do answer those questions on the next one or two videos after this one, if you want, if your questions on this video here. So BMY, you can see that the trend right here, I've got that trend line in there. Beautiful bullish engulf, Friday. The beauty about candlesticks is they tell you what it is that buyers and sellers are doing, fellow traders, fellow investors. If you just watch what that candlestick does and what this one does and what this one does, and also you learn to read the chart pattern, and the chart pattern is simply made up of candlesticks. So when you're able to read what's going on, then you're able to see what the majority of the traders are doing. And all it is you've either got more buyers or you've got more sellers. It really breaks down to that. Very, very simple. So I'm looking at this chart that's trending, and while there may be some naysayers out there looking at this and saying, well, I see an M pattern, which is bearish, or a double top, which is bearish, I totally agree with that. I really do. The problem is I see a trend. I absolutely believe that a trend will stay a trend until it's no longer a trend. So we can put in this bearish top all day long, but until that trend breaks, all that is the buyers and sellers fighting. So I'm now going to look at this price action in here, and I see this right here, where we can draw a line right through there. Here we consolidated and broke out. We pulled back, and what we did was test that consolidation. That test brought buyers in. Let's change that color. Brought buyers in, and then we had a simple pullback, and then the buyers came back in. Absolutely wonderful Friday. So what we're looking for is a buy. Sorry about this little pause here, had a little malfunction. So what I'm looking for is a buy in this area, which is what we would call an inside day. That's buying on inside of the previous candle. We'll also be looking for a buy on a breakout here with 67 and change, 69 change, 72 and change as possible targets. That's where we'll watch price. Unless price doesn't want to go there, we will be able to recognize the candlesticks. Of course, we need to get over 65.30 before any of this will happen. BBBY. Now this is one that I was in here. I sold some. I think I sold some here. And what I'm looking for now is to re-enter BBBY. Right now we're in that area where it just might be a good entry area. I get it, and I just may wait till we actually get a breakout right through here. Looking for 18, almost 20, 21 and change, possible 24. That's a stretch. I know these are stretches, and it doesn't mean that we're looking for the just to start jamming up. I'm a profit trader. What I'm going to do is price moves up, I'm going to sell it. I'll let it consolidate. I'll look to get back in, let it consolidate, look to get back in. Simple swing trades. This probably should actually adjust this a little bit. There we go. We're looking at about 53 and change percent from the bottom of Friday's candle up to this top. So there's plenty room to make some money. Siri, S-I-R-I, rocket ship move, flagpole, little flag waving over here. Not the best flags, but not anything worse than a flag. But certainly a parabolic move. I'm still looking at 7, 7.10, 7 1/4 up here. For targets, what I'm going to do is simply wait till I get some consolidation in here. A better place to buy. I also might consider, but I do think there's other charts out there that are a bit better that I would go after. But if nothing works out, if I don't see anything working and Siri's all out there by itself working, on positive trading, a breakout, I would consider that and then set my stop accordingly. Here's a chart right here. Now, the other day, somebody in the trading room said that the options didn't look so good on it, so maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't look at the options. When I put charts on the watch list, I strictly look at the chart. Doesn't mean everybody trades options either. And that's another thing. Thanks for everybody that's made it this far, about 14 minutes into the video. I'm going to be longer than 15 minutes, obviously. That's another thing, too. Every chart that I look at is stock tradable. I can't guarantee it's option tradable because I don't know what the options look like. I don't look at that before I put these charts out here. I only look at that when I'm ready to buy it. And if the options do not meet my criteria, then I don't buy the option. The criteria that I look for is I try to go out, 30, 40, 50 days as far as the expiration date. And I try to find a delta with good open interest. I'll just say around 70. Around 70. So that doesn't mean 70 exact, folks. It means around 70. Okay, so it looks like we've got a little bottom put in here. A nice little, the wicks are close together. Great candle. Terrific follow through in here, up over the 50 period moving average. We've got a Fig Newton chart pattern. A Fig Newton chart pattern is when you have a bullish candle, not so bullish, and a bullish candle. It's like the Fig Newton cookie is what it is. And this is starting to move up. I really like the fact that we have broken out right here, right there, over these tops. And I'm looking at bodies. I generally look at bodies versus wicks. That doesn't mean I ignore wicks. It just means I generally look at bodies. So here we've gone from a low to a high. We've pulled back to a higher low. Great little bullish engulf in here. So what we're looking for is that follow through up to 70 and some change. If we get the breakout, we'll look at 72 and change and 76. BBIG. Look, I know there's a few people out there that wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, and I know there's people out there that would. Okay, so not every trade that I look at is something somebody would even put on their watch list, but everybody's different, and there are millions of traders out there. We have a low, rallied up big time. We've pulled back, a low, high, higher low. We have a bit of a double top right in here. We've pulled back for a higher low, still holding that trend right through here, still holding the trend. So what I'm looking for is a sign that the bulls are stepping in. I use, one of my tools that I use for trading is a scanner. It's a alert scanner in real time. And it'll alert me when this starts to happen, and then I can make the decision whether I want to get into it or not. $3.75, $4, $4.90, $5 is what I'm looking for targets. If from the bottom of the gray box to the top of the gray box here, that's 86.5%. So trade smart, trade wise. Not every trade's for everybody, and I just want to throw that little warning out there. And anything I'm putting in here, I'm just sharing what I'm looking for trades, and some targets that I might use for those trades. Hood last week was a very popular chart with an awful lot of people. We started out with a belt hold here. Belt hold is when you gap down and you come back up to, it could be the lower end of this candle right here. This actually pushed higher and created a bullish engulf. You can see the hammer started to hammer out the bottom. Hammer, 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 hammer the nails in. Then we have follow through. We've just moved sideways, a nice little consolidation area. This is also a little pop out of the box, what we call a pop out of the box chart pattern right here. And Friday, we popped out of the box. What I'm looking for is an entry now. Personally, I would like my entry to be a nice little inside day, which means I would like my entry to be inside that little green box right in here. An inside day means Monday. An inside day would be price action inside Friday's candle. So an inside day, here I'll just put a little, can I do that? Yeah, there we go. Put a little line right there. And then we'll look for follow through to the upside. Right now, from the box bottom to box top, we're looking at 32%, 16 and change, 17 and change, 18 and change to the 50-period moving average. That's the swing I would be looking for to those targets, and then follow price on whether it's going to consolidate or continue. Inlock. Look at Inlock Friday. Holy moly. Look at the volume on Inlock. Quite the little bump there. So on the Inlock, there we go. I would have to see some absolute rest on this. So the only way I could look at buying this actually is, if it pulled back, gave me a reason after a little bit of rest. Let's see, there we go. Gave me a reason after a little bit of rest. This would be signs of buying. And then unless we absolutely break out, it's not going to make it to these highs. So the breakout is number one. Number two, I'll be looking for 29, 31 and change, and 32 and change up there on Inlock. BTIO. Now this is one I'm currently holding. Closed up good and green Friday. Very happy with it. Very nice volume on this. Here is the trend line that I'm using. And in a perfect world, what I would like to see is a little bit of consolidation, and I would consider adding to this right in through here. With that, we've got a 22% trade to the 50-period moving average, 26 and change, 27 and change, and then 29 up here for possible exits, depending on what the candlestick tells us. Again, candlesticks, they're fabulous once you learn the ins and outs of their meanings, and I learn something every day. I don't believe anybody has ever finished learning candlesticks or price action. You just pick up something every day, little tidbits. So very important to watch price action. Watch for the sellers. If you see sellers, you're always better off to take profits. And I hear people, and I've said this too. You never go broke taking profits, and that's not really true. Not really true. It's a great little buzzword to say, and Lord, I have said that many a times. You won't go broke if you take profits. But I think added to that, it needs to be said, don't eat like a bird and poop like an elephant. So while you may take lots of little profits on, on the way up, your losses, don't be that elephant. Don't take big losses on losses. So truth is, you can go broke taking profits if you also poof like an elephant and eat like a bird. So Mara, this is the last one that I've got here. Mara may be setting up low, high, double bottom, higher low. Here we break out for a higher low, higher high. Let me put a trend line on that like that. And then we come back with a higher low. Morning star signal. I don't know if anybody really matters, but a morning star signal is my favorite of all candle patterns. Absolutely my favorite of all candle patterns. And the reason for that is when I look for charts, I look for charts that rally and then pull back. I never look for bottoms. I don't ever look for the beginning of that rally. I look for rallies or trends, trends, rallies within a trend, or just a simple rally off the bottom like this is. And then I look for a pullback. And on that pullback, I'm going to change this to red. On that pullback, when I see the trend down, and then I see in my case, I use black and white candles. So when I see a black candle, that would be this one right here. And then I see a reversal, that would be this one right here, giving us that morning star signal. We have usually the best ones are usually a little bit of a gap down. So a little bit of a gap down, it stops, and then a little bit of a gap up into this area. That I'm looking for as a swing trade reversal. So morning star signals are my absolute favorite candle pattern in here. With that said, we've got that's a ton, almost 59% from down here up to the top of the gray box. 26.40, 26 and change, 28 and change, then 33 and change up here is what I'm looking at. Almost bought this Friday, but I did not. I ended up not doing it. What I would like to see is buying in this area right there, and then we can follow price on the way up. I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. If you did find this video helpful, reach down there and click that like button. If you're seeing the video and you picked it up off of Twitter, give us a like on Twitter. I sure would appreciate it. Just, give me the thumbs up that you enjoyed it, or if you didn't, let me know. If there's things that I should change, let me know, please. Anyway, you guys take care. We'll see you Monday or next week here for trading, okay? Take care.